Hello and welcome back. Today in this series of tutorials we've got to the point where we're discussing our thumb technique in the right hand. This is one of the most important techniques because it allows us to provide a solid baseline and it gives us the fluidity in the right hand. So come and join us and let's learn some techniques and exercises that will help us with our right hand thumb. So our thumb, one of the most important digits in our right hand, it allows us to provide a solid baseline. You hear the change of tone. The slightest adjustment of that right hand will give us a very solid, rich, projectile sound. And that's what we're looking for. So let's look at how we're going to create that. First of all, we've already discussed in the previous tutorial on the right hand technique how to use the thumb. Now what we're going to do, we're going to look at the adjustments of the thumb. I would use a rest stroke. We go back to that brush and planted stroke that I was talking about earlier in previous tutorials. We want to keep this tone, we want to keep those sound waves vibrating right the way through to the point of contact. If I put my thumb on the string, it stops that sound. So we end up, we don't want that, we want that technique. So the sound waves keep resonating all the way through to the point of contact with the next one. So more likely than not, you're going to be using the brush technique. Even if you're using an apoyando, which is a rest stroke, and you're digging in and resting the thumb on the next string, you're still going to be starting with the thumb off the string. So let's put our fingers all on the first string. I, M, A, all resting on the first string. It's only so that we can locate that high wrist that we've discussed previously. Now, my thumb does this. It sort of curves back. Everybody has a different anatomy and a different physiology. So my thumb, a lot of guitarists have a straight thumb like that. And they find the angle of contact with the string and they adjust their nail accordingly. On the string and strike through the string. So this is a planted stroke to start with. Starting on the string, plant through and rest on the next string. That's our apoyando technique. That's our technique for apoyando. My adjustment is sometimes I lower this wrist and I get to strike through the string. I get a richer tone. You can hear the resonance there. Now again, by positioning the hand in different places around the table of the guitar here and on the strings, you produce a very different tone. More of a ponticello tone, coming up to a natural sound, to the deeper, thicker, richer tasto sound up near the soundboard here. So we need to maintain a rich, full tone, and that comes by having a consistency with the nail contact on the string. Let's now have a look at our free stroke technique, the tirando technique. This is the most used, and we're going to use it with a brush technique. So we're going to start with the thumb off the string. You can have either index, middle and annular on the third, second and first strings, or you can rest them all on the first string. It's entirely up to you. It's only been used as a pivot point really, and a fulcrum if you like. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to line the thumb up just above the string and small circle. Strike through the string. Try changing the joint a little bit, the angle of the joint, to see where you get a nice contact. Just the slightest adjustments, and then rotate around that point, around the joint, the ball of the thumb. Try not to bend like that. It doesn't go from that joint there. It's from here that we do small circles. So we're going to go and create an exercise for this. So we're going to move from the 6th, 5th, 4th, and we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Anticipate the change. Push the wrist slightly forward, because as you come to that 4th string, you will knock the thumb against the index finger. We want to push the thumb this side. We do not want it tucking in behind the fingers. We want it in front. So small adjustments, small circles. Now, while I'm doing that, I'm very aware of how much time my thumb is actually spending on the string as it strikes through. Strike through the string. Be bold with that decision. So you're listening to the sound waves all the way through. If I put my thumb back on the string even a fraction, it's gone. That's what you hear in a lot of beginner guitarists and even intermediate guitarists. They spend too long with the finger on the string anticipating the next move. Wait and then play it. Next important exercise would be to move from one string to a different string, not just the joining string. So 6, 5, 4, even 5, 4. And feel the adjustment in the hand. Then put the index finger only. Then no finger. Make sure we're not bouncing the thumb. It's all these small circles. Then try doing rhythms. Let's now put the thumb back on the string to mute it. That will provide us with a bit of a rhythm. I'm going to put my fingers back on the first string. So now we need to mute the strings when we move to other strings sometimes. That's another technique. The thumb back to mute that 6th string, because E against a D provides quite a big clash when you're producing harmonies in the music. So we need to be able to come back and mute that. That's a more advanced technique, but I thought I'd bring it up now anyhow. So there we have it. This is our right hand thumb technique, pretty much covered. We all have different shapes and designed thumbs, so get to know your own. Get to find what works for you best. Create your own exercises that will help you listen to the point of contact, the slight adjustment, listen to the change of tone that you make. This is your technique. Make it your technique. When you listen to your own method and you've created that method yourself, just with a bit of guidance, but you've created that method, you're more likely to be able to adapt on the fly to your technique. So good luck with that. Come in next time where we're going to look at more right hand exercises and methods that will help us develop that perfect right hand technique. I look forward to seeing you next time. If you've enjoyed it, click on the like button, subscribe for all my future tutorials and the past ones. I look forward to seeing you next time, and don't forget, do post your comments. I look forward to receiving them, and I'll see you next time. Good luck.